You are my pink flake sprinkled donut. And if the 4-year cycle repeats, then 2024 will go a little something like this. In 2016 and 2020, there were Bitcoin halvening years, okay? So this is the others dominance, friends. It is the coins outside of the top 10 because people who, fortunately, they haven't really updated their worldview. They're still using Bitcoin dominance. But we're going off real altcoins here. And if it repeats, you see this bottom here? Let's actually measure the exact time. If it started going up the same length as 2016, it would be a 217-day movement. Now, if we go to today, let's mark where 217 days is. It's actually already passed. So that's one scenario, all right here. So it could actually be over. Isn't that crazy? Whoa. Yeah, for the year. It could be. I don't know. I hope not. Probably not because Bitcoin had such a big move. We'll speak about that soon. But it could be. Now, let's look at 2020, the year. How long did 2020's altcoins run? It ran for, now I know you see this little wick. You see this wick here? That's fake. I was here, friends. By October, altcoins were already dead. Most of the moves were done by August. This was actually the time to sell. If you sold every DeFi coin in August 2020, you crushed it. This is a total time of 378 days. So let's measure 378 days. It would bring us to around June this year. Crazy. Do you want to know what's exactly around this time period, friends? The US Fed is expected to cut rates either May 1st or that June 10th-ish period. One of those two meetings. Now, it's only 30% odds, but it's dynamic interest rates. It can shift any minute of the day. You can shift. So if there's like different CPI reading along the way, if there's different jobs data, if there is weakening economy reports, if the stock market goes down and jitters and makes them nervous, they might start the first cut. Now, I'm just guessing. It doesn't have to top out around there, but I just think it's like a perfect narrative marker where finally the US Fed cuts the rates, the long-awaited pivot, and coincidentally, that was the time to sell altcoins. You had to get in when they were hiking. Just coincidentally, okay? Now, it doesn't mean we're done for good. I just mean super risk on for the year. Maybe for the year. Just guessing. What did I tell you, friends? Remember, I started off with if the 4-year cycle repeats, what would this year look like? So, however, what's going to come next in this move? See, from now to the end of the box. So, what we hope is that we get some move that like pushes up here. You see, this is April 2022. This would mean altcoins are going ballistic, friends. I know this doesn't look like much, but this is like $150 billion of altcoins on the index. And you actually see it right here. You can actually see it right here. Now, this is altcoin. This is the others index, right? We're looking at the others dominance in the chart before. And this is Bitcoin that you can see now. You see the others index, which is the orange line. It is at 230 billion. If it goes to its April price, it's about 350. So it's adding like, $125 billion of valuation outside of the top 10. Not Bitcoin, not Ethereum. Full on altcoins. Wouldn't it be amazing if, like, for example, Richard Hart's coins, their total value is 5 billion. That's why I'm saying if they did that 4x from here, and that means you added 15 billion, that's huge, by the way. The whole thing is adding 140 billion. You're adding like 15. You're getting like 1 in every 10 of every dollars coming in. That would be phenomenal if that happened. And that's 4x, okay? So to continue, this yellow arrow up, this we're just guessing, okay? Yeah, it could be done by now, friends. It could be done. I don't know. No certainties. But if this continues up and we have like this final pop-up, that might be this final time period. Now, if you notice this, friends, let's say it actually goes right into June, right? Let's say we actually do go right into June. I just want to show you. The total time we have been in is 259 days. And that means we've only got 119 days done. We're actually 66% of the way through Altseason. If history repeats. Crazy. Now, I know a lot of people get angry, but chill out, man. It's parabolic. The biggest move comes at the end. So, yeah, we might be like grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, and then at the very, very end, everything pops super, super fast. So that's basically what happens. And why does it really pop at the very, very end? It's because there's an acceleration, right? These Bitcoin and Ethereum, the money rotates out, and you just have this big pop, and things move around. Don't know, right? We don't know. Got to tell you thousands of times. Not financial advice, friends. I have the pointiest elbows in the southern and northern hemisphere, but you don't even know. Make sure you like, subscribe as well. So if we get that, that's what we're looking for. And then what happens after that, though? What happens after that is, well, in the past, you see this period going down. This is Bitcoin screaming through the all-time high. So Bitcoin, by the way, everyone thinks Bitcoin crashes here and dies, but actually Bitcoin goes for the all-time high. That was one scenario there. And this is also Bitcoin doing it in 2016. One scenario here, and everything goes down. Now, let's actually look at it. This is the Bitcoin chart. Let's actually go back, friends, to show you that actual move here. This is it. By the way, Michael Saylor was buying around here. Michael Saylor was buying his Bitcoin literally around here. And I know this, friends. I know I tell you we're friends, but we're friends now, okay? I'm just handing out way too much value here. Look at this. I'm going to tell you this word by word. You can go on Reddit. Literally Reddit, your friend Sommi here made a post. And I said, this is not making this up. You go find it now. I said, it's most likely we will never trade under $9,000 Bitcoin again. And I said, the reason is this is the first time Bitcoin went above 9,000 and I did not see the it's over 9,000 Vegeta meme. You know the one I am talking about here. It's over 9,000. The power level's over 9,000, right? That was I noticed. That was my first inkling. I was like, that's weird. Every single time it went up, you guys spammed it. And then this was time we were going up. No one had any more energy left. They were apathetic, okay? Now let's walk through it. So with this price going up, this was actually DeFi season. You see this move here? It's crazy, right? Bitcoin moving up. This was actually the big move. But you needed to be in around here. So this whole period, free money, free money, free money. And then this period, you have to get out. You see that? Look at that distance here. That's crazy, right? All this time, you have to buy altcoins. And then here comes July, August, friends. Remember August of 2020? That's it. This was Bitcoin going down. Now, you see this Bitcoin price going down. I know it's not that much. But what happens, friends, is altcoins during this period got obliterated. Okay, altcoins got crushed. They weren't moving. And then Bitcoin starts moving up. So it's a full-on Bitcoin must break its all-time high type of thing. So everybody speculated. I remember we were making like Hex videos and I said, well, if Richard really wants glory for for Hex and Pulse Chain ecosystem, he would get Hex to break its all-time high before Bitcoin. But obviously, we're down 95% from the top, so it didn't happen. But once again, we're just guessing. What are these scenarios? What do they look like? Okay, everybody was hoping for that scenario as well. Everyone kept believing it. So that's what we're looking at. See this Bitcoin smashing up? That's what you want to see. But also, friends, another one. So the one we just looked at, actually, if we just have a peek, that one was right here. See Bitcoin rising? I just showed you. That's this move right here. That's altcoins getting crushed. Bitcoin breaks the all-time high. Sweet Altseason. This is where Elon Musk, Doge, and everything else. Now, if we go back to 2016, what did it look like here? Now, you remember, this was it, right? This was Bitcoin halvening run. Bitcoin goes up, and then it recovers up. But in this period, friends, I'm going to show you what Ethereum was doing. If we go back to Ethereum, July 2016, say, aren't you glad we are friends? I just can't believe this is the value here. Look at this. Look what happened in July 2016, right here. So Ethereum, by the way, did an enormous move. Let's actually show you. Let's actually see what it looks like on a regular chart, like that. That's what it looks like. That looks wrecked. Okay, goes up, huge run, and then bang, bang. See this? You see this move, the banging part? This is July 16. So Ethereum can't run up at all. But what happened here? See, Bitcoin breaks the all-time high. And then it went up. So now you've noticed something. You go, okay, if we repeat 2024 to be the same as 2020, if we repeat that, That means, okay, we might have another 2 to 3 months of alt season left. And it would mean at that top, there could be this 4 to 6 month poopy period after, where altcoins don't move at all. They're basically like so drunk off euphoria that they don't move. That's exactly what happened here. And it was up to Bitcoin to take control of everything else. Okay, so that's actually, that 2016 one move was right here. Okay, the market obviously was much more immature. And then we eventually had, look, Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, snap. You see these huge, this was the biggest alt season of all time. This was crossing the chasm, this alt season, okay? So if we continue and we have this, perhaps we go out. Now, you might say, well, all right, it's scary to play this all in or all out. But if it repeated like 2020, it would mean that altcoins have a season in the next 2 to 3 months while Bitcoin distributes. All right. Now, obviously, don't get hung up on the time, but actually, I can actually show that to you right now. So this is Bitcoin chart. Okay, let's actually look in. Bitcoin distributing like that. Bang, 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 bang. You see that? Up until June, July. That would be it. Bitcoin goes sideways. Altcoins go up. But then something happens. A crash happens. I don't know when we're going to crash to. We might crash, whatever it is. Okay, maybe we actually do crash here. Maybe it's 32,000. I know it's scary, but in here, Bitcoin is the one to own. All right, but this is the thing, friends. You don't know how low the crash is going to be. What if we distribute and the crash is to like 37K and then Bitcoin starts going back for the high? But you don't have to be worried about that. Why? Because if Bitcoin does go to the high, you just keep buying altcoins with your stable coins. So what I've done is I've protected yourself against best scenarios. But you could just do half and half. If you have a lot of altcoins that go nuts in the next 60 to 90 days, yes, like historically, this is what's happened. Okay, just showing you on the chart. Let's go back to the others index. Okay, historically, the thing to do is, right, up here, you get rid of your alts and then actually go into stable coins and buy Bitcoin on the next dip. That's the perfect scenario. But you might not want to live in that perfect world scenario. You might say, well, of the stuff I cash out, half Bitcoin, half stable coins. That way, if Bitcoin goes up, you got your Bitcoin. All right. If Bitcoin goes down, you got your stable coins to deploy and buy more of it. Smart, right? Now that's if it repeats though. If it repeats, we don't know. But so far, everything is repeating the same. So far. And then everyone, friends, they are going to be begging for bullish videos here. I promise you, it's going to go down and down and down if this happens. If we get this scenario, it happens. But then Bitcoin breaks the all-time high. Now, this is where it's basically, it's up to God, actually. It's up to the God, the universe, Puppet Master, fairy, unicorns, aliens, and all of them together. Could all be the same thing, right? At that point, when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, where does it stop? Where does it actually stop and distribute? That's going to be the literal $1 million question. Because if we go back to this lovely chart I have for you, this is Bitcoin in the previous cycle, okay? Now, let's zoom in so you can actually see it. See how Bitcoin here, this is $40,000. When Bitcoin goes up, friends, see Bitcoin broke the all-time high, which is actually down here. See that? Bitcoin broke the all-time high. It went up and up and up and up. Now I'm going to change this to show you this is altcoins. Altcoins only started accelerating when Bitcoin topped out here. Bang. Okay, so Bitcoin goes down here and then altcoins continued to accelerate. Then Bitcoin goes for its next leg. Then when it dumps again, altcoins accelerate harder. And then same thing happens again. Bitcoin dumps again, distributes again. And look what happens next. Altcoins actually have Dogecoin mania right here. This is literally right here, the convergence of the time frames. So you see this whole period. Let's go back to Bitcoin, right? I'm going to use the green for Bitcoin. You see these dumping periods? This is the distribution into altcoins. That's what happens basically, the psychological wealth effect. Now, we don't know where Bitcoin's gonna do it this time, do we? So if we go into our chart and you're just hoping, that's all we're doing, man. We're just hoping, man. If Bitcoin, by the time, say, 2025 arrives, if it's up to like 69K, which is actually here, this is the actual top right now. We don't know, right? Is it going to start distributing at 80K like that? Is it going to do this? Or is it going to do it higher? Is it going to go up and start distributing at 100 like that? Right? Is it going to do that? We don't know. Okay, we don't know. But I can tell you right now, that 80K, if that's happening, everybody's in denial. Everyone. Even you. You might be in denial. Luckily for you, you got a friend like me with the straightest posture, once again, sitting on a squeaky chair. I'm ready for that, and so are you. You see, even if Bitcoin, friends, is distributing around 80,000, could be 75, could be 85, could even poke 90. If it's distributing and altcoins are going up, we probably will see X factor top signals. I'm thinking wild scenarios like Peter Schiff capitulates. Jim Cramer calls for a $300,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum spot ETF. Tai Lopez launches a coin. Andrew Tate launches a coin or a project. You see, something comes out. The ultimate top signals. Weird, super weird, universal stuff. Peak of euphoria. And so, that's how I envision it. And I'm scared of that scenario. But look, I want Bitcoin to go to 120K and distribute. We just don't know where it's going to stop. And trust me, if Bitcoin is distributing around 80K and altcoins are going up, I promise you this, no one's selling. Because no matter how high the altcoins go, no one's going to believe enough is enough. No one. Why? Because they got their shitty little $1,000 thinking 1000X is coming for them. That's why. So that's exactly it in a nutshell. But luckily for you, you had a friend named Sommi here who was telling you, you got to buy everything you can in the depression. You literally have to buy down here, friends. You literally have to go against your family's word. Screw them. Don't worry, you can get new family members. We are family now. You have to buy down here to change your life. Stop listening to copers who are still working wage cuck slave jobs. They're working for the big man. They still have mortgages to the bank. They're never going to make it. They're losing to inflation. They've been making wrong decisions their whole life financially. Now it's time for you to put it all on the line. And if it doesn't work, skip the country. But it worked. It's starting to work, okay? Once again, price targets mean nothing to me. I told you about 80K Bitcoin, but now I don't know where it's going to stop. Could be 80, could be 100, could be 250, 300. Just to tell you though, 200K Bitcoin, you're all up 50x your portfolio today. Do you think that scenario is going to happen? I don't know. I don't think we're that lucky. We couldn't even do it with infinite QE, 0% rates and Elon Musk buying. Hopefully that happens, but that's why it's all up to that point. And in that point, friends, of course, the final showdown will be this others dominance, right here. So that's what it would look like if it went down here. We bleed. This is Bitcoin dumping and recovering faster. And then suddenly, Bitcoin's broken the all-time high here. Now, we don't know when it's going to go, but eventually at some point, the altcoins react as it distributes and it goes snap, snap, snap. Something like that happens, okay? Now, obviously, one more thing. There are two Altseasons. You see these rectangles, two rectangles, 1, 2. The problem is this rectangle contributed mostly of NFTs. You are not going to be guaranteed to be on them. So the first one's the winner. You understand? The second one's the cherry on top. We got to get the first one. If you are playing for the second one, which is it goes up, Bitcoin crashes back down, and if we get something like that, or you get the double bubble altcoins, which you don't guarantee, if we get that, promise me what you'll do is you'll only be using your profit stablecoins to participate. That's it. Let's say some of you make $1 million. You actually cash out $1 million on the line and you go, hey, I don't know if this is the top or not. I'm going to have 70% 700K stable coins, 300 grand will be in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe that's your allocated portfolio, 70-30. And then everything crashes down and you're playing for that second Altseason. Yeah, you've got to use pretty much deploy. You might even not even deploy your stable coins in that scenario. You might even deploy just your Bitcoin and Ethereum. Your stable coins is like, hey, if this is the actual end and the bear market starts from here and we go like 95%, I have these juicy stable coins to deploy while I'm earning yield. These scenarios and strategies, you've got it all figured out, friends. Got ready for anything. Got ready for anything, okay? When people, obviously, if they're new, they're like, oh, you just want to be right. Wait. No. We don't care, bro. We're not here to farm engagement. We're not here for views. We're not here for subs. I don't care about that, friends. One of you baby dolls even alerted me. I had no idea. They said that green thumbnails get more views than red thumbnails. I got no idea. I just feel like, I feel like this is a red day or a green day. This is a red thumbnail. I don't even care about any of that, okay? I'll never care about that. All I care about is our friendship. I'm here to win the game. I've already won the game, okay? You haven't figured it out yet, but I am here to win the game again. Are you going to win your first round? Let's continue. I salute you, friends. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget, it loves you. Catch you soon.